Just a slow reaction. You won't see it here, but it's just a slow reaction from the safety. He needs to be coming over there to help Jack Jones out. Now you see him 20, but
trying to match up with Elijah Moore and just totally gets him turned around. Levi Wallace came in last week when when Moss left the game with a knee injury.
Take care of Henry and Lamar, and you see Mitchell, the first-round pick. I mean, to run across the field and almost...
Well, you run the short throws to ultimately run a double move. You stop your feet, you get flat in total panic mode.
Offense now revolving around these two guys.
And watch Diablo, who's a former safety out of college. I mean, nobody can stay with.
Right here in the middle, 13, look at Wonk, boop, got him.
Great route.
Against one another. They have, in these routes, he's had 2 catches on that route there where he's really been able to get Surtain going. This was the last one that he had. I mean,
pass play, I'm saying, is complementary to the run game. Kyron Williams, he's run the ball in that same type of formation. Tutu Atwell, he now has time to...
For Parker Washington, and the Jaguars are on the board with their best drive of the afternoon.
Now watch this move right before the snap. You see that inside leverage? He took away the slant, disrupting him at the line of scrimmage. They didn't do it here. Connor, who is in his 2nd year out of Virginia Tech, that is a tough matchup.
This is just a one-step slant. Call it a strike route. And, well, we've seen some double moves in this game now from both teams, but there's DK Metcalf with the hint and the fake on DJ Reed.
So it's a chatter comeback. So watch, he's going to run, and then right at the sticks, he chatters. Now everything looks like it's a go ball. It looks like a stutter.
We're going to see Terry McLaurin line up on the right side of the field, and within this zone, sneaks across the field and then gets up, and they don't even see him coming.
Demarcus Robinson, he's going to run away from Ugo Amadi, and this is the hardest route to defend in the red zone if you're a nickel corner.
Collins gets that wide open. It's a stumble right there, trying to hold on, and just
well, I'm not sure where Njoku wanted the ball as he comes off the line of scrimmage. He starts to like his outside, then he's on his inside, and he's backpedaling.
And you got to give credit. This is a great job by St. Brown to use the leverage against Smith.
Where he's normally dominant. Watch how he never finds the football. Good job at the line of scrimmage, little inside move. Ball's already in the air, and by the time McDuffie looked...
With the Denver Broncos, and now their opponents in the NFL, and they're good friends, and they have been looking forward to this matchup, and they've been working a lot here.
Look about the Giants, and one of their keys, you want to see them feed him all game long.
Well, he's your most dynamic player, and they drafted him.
And watch the out and up, and then the late hands against the rookie Richardson. Richardson never...
It's a really good route. You see Judy as he comes off the ball. He's looking to the inside. It's just enough to...
Called for the pick earlier, Komet. This time he fakes the pick.
This is Brandon Cooks. His nickname's Cookie, by the way. That straight sprint across the field. They have everybody...
McLaurin on the outside right there, matched up against Baker, and just runs a quick slant, gets right inside.
But this is the matchup. Job, 29, on Adams, 17. And you can tell whenever he's in a cut split like that.
Barton in a gain of 11. Yeah, not terrible coverage by Barton. You know, he's trailing, but you've got to get that ball out on the boundary, which Winston...
Bring it back to Kyler Murphy, saying you see working versus press coverage. Again, Fabian Moreau. This ball's thrown.
He knew exactly what he had, one-on-one outside to Cortland Sutton. Good route by Cortland. And that's one of the things Bo Nix talked about.
It's against Branch, who plays it well, but that's where he was really thinking it was going to be a little route on a 3rd and short.
The other thing that's surprising us a little bit is that O'Connell's using his feet to keep some of these plays alive tonight.
D. Lamb right here on the outside. Just an in-breaker all the way across the field. Panat comes out of the middle of the field, and
Good job in man-to-man, and De'Ami Brown, an inside release here. When you throw this deep ball for Daniels, you got to get it in there and get it away from the safety.
Under their own goalpost.
Well, yeah, they're trying to get it all right there. Flat in the coverage. And Mingo actually runs a good route. The ball's got to be out there.
Well, this time Gus Bradley, he brings pressure, and that means it's going to be one-on-one. And there's not a lot of tight ends, really, that you see win on this route more times than not. But he stays on top, is there step for step, and he's all over him like a blanket.
This is a double move. Watch this. The sluggo, a.k.a. slant and go. Oh, man. He left Job in the
assist goes to Myles Garrett as well as Denzel Ward, because this is an outstanding play by Ward. And I talked about the year that he has had. It's not reflective of
out to the 37.
And Kevin, the thing that stands out to me is coming into this game, the Chargers were 6th in the NFL with 35 sacks. So far, no sacks today.
Oh my goodness. Well, we forgive you for dropping the touchdown earlier, because all Adam Thielen needs is one hand, 3rd down and 5, critical moment, facing the blitz. Just give your receiver an opportunity. And there he is, tight formation. Here comes Jackson into the picture behind Evans. What a catch. Look at him fending off J.C. Horn with his left hand.
3rd down and just play really, really tight. There was nowhere, no one won at any spot.
Great job here. Likely tight end actually goes up. And it's actually really smart by Todd Monken putting him on the outside, because
we'll make sure that McMillan was not touched after the pick. What a pick it was.
Oh, it sure was. It was a ball. We've talked about it throughout the night for both quarterbacks. You leave the ball behind when you've got man coverage like that. You see these two safeties here, Rodney McLeod and then Ronnie Hickman, and they're going to split. And so the middle safety, or the middle of the field, is where you got to beat them. Now they've got a good coverage. They got them running with them, and you see that the ball's being...
Watch the rebound position that he's going to get on Charvarius Ward. Just go down, box out, backs out. There you go, get your foot down.
Right by him. Now, a reminder, Riley Moss is not playing tonight, and he's been having an outstanding year. Levi Wallace is in the lineup because of that. And Jerry...
in the flat, and I think he read man coverage on there. Didn't expect Xavier Woods to be sitting out there. Had Michael Jackson in trail on his intended receiver, and just assuming he didn't think anybody would be sitting out.
You're going to see Cody Barton, all he thought of was he was going to take this 103 yards. There was no...
Talked about this with Bryce. Feels the pressure, climbs up in the pocket. J.J. Russell stops his coverage. He
trying to block him up offensively to take a shot down the field. This was by design, but when Bo Nix feels the pressure and starts to slide out of the pocket...
This really should have been intercepted. Great job by McCollum to be there.
Ball out of your hand right there. It's his competitiveness is his biggest strength, also his biggest weakness. He pulls the ball down, decides maybe I can get something better, and then he goes back late. Well, at that point, Smith waits.
I would think if you asked anybody who knew a lot about the National Football League who the #1...
Just watch the top of this route, the top of the stem. Gets that release, and then right here, little grab.
The great tight ends in the National Football League, and no one would ever throw this ball into all this coverage.
Jameis Winston in the pocket, he had plenty of time. He just couldn't really find anybody. But Benito's, he's got his eyes on Winston the entire time, and a pretty easy...
The outside receiver, and great blitz pickup, pressure pickup.
Great position. And then as soon as Judy turns around, he's reading through to the quarterback and comes and makes a play on it. Kind of bobbled this, but he got it. He was able to secure it before he was going out. No, he got it. He got it right away. So that was a good job.
You're going to leave one-on-one coverage outside. And when you leave one-on-one on A.J. Brown, good luck. He's too dynamic.
No flag on McMillan, the slot corner.
Pretty tight coverage by McMillan. He's had a tough season, and I know in talking with
here tonight. So Dawson Knox just going to get down in the seam, but watch the attempt at tackling him. Because you can't set your feet, everybody is sort of grabbing and trying to...
Where it goes over the top. Well, guess what? You love having Andrews there. Blankenship comes in, but this ball is just throwing it in like an alley-oop and just saying, my guy's going to get it and no one else.
He had great anticipation. He threw it right off Cody Barton's helmet, which has kind of been the constant here tonight. It's pretty easy opportunity.
He gets to the top. Josie Jewell carrying him, right? Carrying the over to watch him whip right back outside. Beautiful throw by Baker Mayfield.
What a great job on a deep over route. And that's the backup safety right there.
In front of
Okay, yeah, I couldn't tell exactly who undercut it, but Sternad, I mean, that thing's just a little bit later.
Their second-round pick He's right behind him here, and he's got help. But look at that timing by DeJean, 33.
J.C. Horn is going to take one half the field right there. You see him. He's man-to-man on Shepard, does a really good job of. Watch him turn his hips on this pump fake by Baker, right? He's going to get pump fake. No, turn your hips and run. And that's just.
Well, that's a great job. You got the safety here, Brandon Jones, who he's the one they got the coverage you want. You're not expecting that ball to be able to get fit in there.
19.
Yeah, and when you go press on the outside, you see all that field then that Bo Nix has. And
Austin really coming on for the Saints. See him going up against Kobe Durant. Nice job working away from him, and I love it.
They attack the rookie, because look how the rookie's looking inside. Talk about Josh Newton. And he reads it like it's an outside route and jumps outside, and Van Jefferson is running the slant.
What's going to happen is everything is off of motion. Ugo's not allowed to get the press on Tutu, and Tutu is so slippery at that slot position. And you're going to see him just run with Puka Nacua. And what I really like is that Ugo Amadi has done a really good job of playing tight man, being
the course of the game right there out of the slot. It's just a simple go route there, gets on top, a little bit underthrown. You got safety help coming from the top, but
to call his name all day because he's been such a bright spot for the Saints offense at that wide receiver spot, brings speed to that position.
Now let's see, as we see Cam Taylor-Britt, who struggled recently, but on that play he gets physical with George Pickens early. Pickens goes to the ground, and then the ball comes to Cam Taylor-Britt. And Ian, no one needed a play like
trying to get one of the receivers. Nobody comes open. They tried to high low.
Just working that underneath route. It's been tight man three coming across in motion. Nothing fancy here. This is just running by somebody. You slow your gait down, and then you hit the gas pedal. And if C.J. Stroud could have saw it a little bit earlier, got it out in front of a little bit more, that's going to be a touchdown. So, you've got an opportunity for Brian Thomas because Derek Stingley is going to get in the trail position, but he's got to have so much confidence that he's going to be able to run this one down. And again, it's a little bit under. They take advantage of it. And that's been Parker Washington here today. And we don't have.
Even though the ball hits the ground, it still looks like he has possession of it. That's a completion to me. That is a nice job by Puka.
Down, Rizzo, check in.
Catch, foot, yep.
Well, so that he can come up and react. Watch in the middle of the field. He's coming sitting down right here. He reacts to it. London stumbles out of the route. And that Cousins gets roped into this. You have a safety deep, so it's a roll corner. You have safety help over the top, so you don't have to get loose as far as dropping back into coverage. As soon as that safety goes deep.
Design here, he's going to be out this way, and he's going to come across and then go up. He's going to come right into the linebacker and then just get a little bit vertical on him. Yeah, when you watch these guys and watch them on film, this is the big featured route. They have become so...
Back from the injury himself.
Watch Porter. He releases there, and then as Higgins goes downfield, when Higgins trying to find an open space, but he ends up going back to him. And Burrow trying to find the open guy. Porter was the one who ended up taking it.
Absolutely. I mean, you're trying to get to that point. You want to be one of those teams, and you've got to earn that. And they really that are lower. You can see Kate Stover right there. He's open in the flat. C.J. Stroud decides to go a little bit further down the field, and a great job.
He was throwing off his back foot, and this is a great adjustment. Dante Pettis goes up, gets that football contested by Darius Williams. That's just a nice catch.
Joseph right across the face of Cam Sutton, beats him inside. A good sharp throw.
One of the reasons, Kevin, I never did this.
What were the other reasons?
Number one, I couldn't.
Right, that was just saying. Where was that reason?
But number two is that. Working from the inside on this one. A little whirling dervish there. I like the stop and go.
I'm liking the way Austin has been coming on for the Saints offense, the wide receivers. I had mentioned that Olave. Stafford forces that quick throw. Alontae Taylor trying to come up with the interception.
Well, Cousins recognizing that they're in man-to-man coverage, and he sees the one-on-one matchup with London, trying to be that big receiver to go over the top of Fulton. But watch that right arm.
He's going to run a hitch route. He gets Alontae Taylor backing up on his heels. And as soon as Puka Nacua is playing press man, very patient. They try to run what's called a smash concept.
We've seen it from day one in the NFL.
And he read the man coverage. And one of the things in the scouting report,
in the building, it kind of goes out. You know, everything was positive on the big play by Brian Thomas. And
that the Saints offense is playing with right now. This is just really good balance, and then they're working the outsides, the second person through the zone. That's roll.
Yeah, I would think that he'd be up on the line of scrimmage, ready to rock and roll again. Talk about 3 scores, and Pittsburgh's got to avoid
that right now, because watch when this football comes off his hand. It's coming out right now. It's a double move, and then you're coming back. Look at that on the inside. Now watch the little wiggle at the top. You just sell that a little bit more, not just a little head fake. You know, give him a little bit with the feet, and that gives you the opportunity to get it.
McLeod going to be on the backside. Cousins looks out looking to the front, and then it's just the dig route on the backside. He's able to make an accurate throw.
Down to Jamar Chase. Russell Wilson gave us a little mini jump pass, and you know how Cordero Patterson won on that route? By strength. Did you see how he just ran through Mike Hilton, and that created separate 8 people back in coverage? Watch him here. He runs a short route. Now he goes deeper, and he finds the open space.
The corner was going to undercut it. He attempts to make a play on it, but he misses. So that's the chance you take as a corner by missing the ball. That allows McLeod, with Pitts as the lead blocker, to get the big play up the sideline and get a play fake here right out of the gate, and then setting up deep and trying to get London over the top. Just taking that matchup with a big receiver and just overshoots him a little bit too much.
Play, and we have 46 seconds left on the clock.
And watch Primo. See how he looks back and sees his quarterback escape in the pocket and knows he needs to do something to help him. Now
their first lead this afternoon. Well, and because of the timeouts, now the Falcons will have some time to go down and try and get some points. For McConkey, watch, he's the last one to come out. And when he's open right there at the 30, that's when the pocket pressure happened for the Falcons. Well, similar play to what we saw earlier, where he's working the crossing route with the clear route on the front side, and second to the outside. He's the outside receiver, 29. He's running the go route, but then he stops and reacts because of the double clutch that Cousins had. Because London's going to be in the inside part of the slot. He's lined up on a linebacker, gives a double move, gets to the inside. If you're Kirk Cousins and you see one of your best wide receivers,
but just a tick behind him, and DJ Reed, look at that. Anticipate and Witherspoon are having an amazing day. This is just an in route made popular by the greatest show on.
Kyler Murray's ability to extend the play just enough. It starts out looking zone, and then it kind of matches. And again, Moreau is in there playing kind of a reserved role, kind of thrust now into a full-time spot with Gilmore out. And
well, this is just a little choice route underneath. He's going to choose to go inside. Beats the leverage of Michael Carter, sees his quarterback scrambling.
By Chiagakonkwo going up against Jeremy Chin here. Ball is right on time, right in his
back to the ball. This is clinic tape. So it's a corner, stop. He's just going to sit in that hole. But now, if he doesn't come back to the ball, this ball's not. Of this Minnesota defense, and then of course the Minnesota offense, which put him in this position, come to life here in the fourth quarter. Takeaways, they got 2 in there.
I mean, Mitchell wins.
Hit you in the chest any more accurately. I mean, he's been accurate. He's been good extending plays with his legs as both a runner.
And get physical at the snap. Woolen decides not to jam him and lets him run right by. You see Wilson wins at the beginning, but
he has been doing all season long, or at least the last 7 games, just running a go route, little stick inside to get Sandra Stills.
Continue the drive.
Yeah, now this is route running. This is a little more like where we're used to seeing him just being a big body.
Gardner got the better of DK Metcalf the first time. This time, DK Metcalf avoids the quick jam of Sauce Gardner. That's in Metcalf on the other side with Reed, where he has the height advantage. For this one, Sauce Gardner all over him.
Progression, and we're going to have to find a way to get him the ball. We can see one-on-one right there with Jarvis Brownlee, who's all over him. He has him blanketed. That we're talking about as we're watching Benjamin St. Juste here matched up on Calvin Ridley one-on-one. And St. Juste is a guy that he's had some ups and downs this season. Ridley gets behind him.
All right, well, right now, the notion of Marvin Harrison is just winning on one-on-one. And
well, he's going to press him at the start, and then he's going to bail He's been beat over the top so much, he had to get out and gave him a free completion underneath. Aaron Rodgers.
Are you able to deliver a pass with a guy bearing down on your chest? It's the exact same route Justin Jefferson made. It's like 7-7, so it's a big, deep corner route. That's what Justin Jefferson has. And then the underneath corner outbreaking route is what...
For Jaden Daniels, here he is, just kind of blocking, not really.
On that third down, then he's going to get beat right here by Adams.
With the pressure.
Yeah, so they line up Pierce to the boundary, and then they're going to try and run him deep to the field. You see Tavai all over Michael Pittman in the intermediate passing game, but just on the other side, you just see them waiting for Pierce.
Yeah, so Naylor, he just runs the clear route, and then just the big dig.
Tyler Boyd gets this ball, goes north and south, and just...
Yeah, but I like it. I like taking shots. This is the element of Marvin Harrison's game here as a young player where he's as good as anyone. Just
Ben, he's throwing this out to Boyd, but it's just inside. You see Boyd's having to turn around to catch that on
two. They're just going to high-low him. TJ Hawkinson, the second he sits on him, Justin Jefferson's.
Wilson or Adams there. I like Corley. I loved his tape out of Western Kentucky, but this is not where he's at.
Talk about this team, this Commanders team going fast. Well, they went fast to go fast this time to create confusion from this.
You're going to see him cross the entire field, and it's really a single high beater. And look at Williams turn on the gas right there and cut off DK Metcalf. In the back end, they're going to give you this free flat route eventually, but everything downfield was completely covered. Watch the tight end, though. There goes Barner, the rookie out of Michigan. That's where Geno, number 29. Look at all that space on the outside. He's 3-4 yards inside the numbers.
On the other end of a great performance last week from Jalen Waddle, and Jones was...
It was Grenard on the top of the screen, but really nice job here. Elijah Higgins just stays in phase. Kyler Murray, that they've been overly strong at. You know, you think back to that Week 2 matchup against the Rams. Kyler Murray had an unbelievable day.
That really was terrific coverage. Watch Austin on Pittman and just makes it the top.
Terry McLaurin matched up one-on-one right here in the slot, and you see the slight move to the outside creates just enough separation for Daniels to put it.
Especially in OT when he was perfect.
Yeah, I thought last week in overtime was as good as we've seen him play.
It almost looks like he's trying to catch an egg. Like, you know, everybody's throwing eggs back and forth to each other. He just kind of saw.
25 degrees here in left.
Feel safe with the Giants when I'm around.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Go up, make him feel like you're taking a go route. And that speed you've got to really prepare for.
Gain of 43.
And that little movement right there, I think, affects the communication, because this is a bust right here. This is Johnson, who's still kind of feeling his way. He thinks he's got safety support behind him, but
he's really emerged and done a good job. When Cooks wasn't available, he stepped up and made a lot of plays. And
2 yards here.
Yeah, they blitzed from his blind side, and now you got a matchup that you like to see. The problem is there was so much pressure, he couldn't get much on.
A throw by Jordan Love. They're trying to show you play action. Excellent patience by Reed. He waits, and then he's plays today.
Just got out there and challenges those receivers. That vertical right there with both hands on the ball. And
What's going on here?
Al, look at the motion with Tucker. Look at how Kansas City reacts. That reaction is critical, because now you have a speedster against a safety. So a great ball, but a great job by Scott Turner moving. Myers works over from the left all the way across, but the guy who ends up separating him is the corner. So right there, too. Almost against his body, and look at the location of that football, and a heck of a job on the back. And Mahomes gets hit again as he throws his football by Diablo, who's coming on the pressure. I mean, it's a gutsy call. It's a right call. He has up against 18, who's in man coverage. He creates that. Now Jones is behind. He's actually looking across the field.
And delivering a strike, a big fourth down conversion for the Dolphins. Keeping the drivers.
Instead of worrying about 22, how about 20? Reed jams him. He's just trying to disrupt that timing.
Just be so accurate. And Mike McDaniel asks a lot of his players to do many different things. Most are get it to the fast guys in the middle of the defense. It starts with protection. Pretty good job. Tua climbing the pocket, and then just throw it to Tyron.
Double covered, got the corner on him. Now, would you call that as a slooper?
Locking in right now on his guy. That ball got out early, so early. I think it surprised Bowers.
By Watson, he lays it out there. Look at the separation. You said it at the top of the route.
Hot pass. In the West Coast offense, they call that drift. You drift to the open spot. Hard sell, play action, fake.
His first 60-some-odd games and 4 in the last 2 games.
Yeah, done a good job of learning from the best in Travis Kelce. We were just talking about Crosby. He's out in coverage. So instead of rushing, he's looking left, he's looking right, everything's in front of him, and still the awareness.
At the 40-yard line.
Yeah, condensed formation gives him plenty of room to work to the outside. Raiders drop back in soft coverage.
The easiest way to get it in the red area is to run it in, and they chose to throw.
Yeah, interesting here. Matt LaFleur has the offense still out on the field, and in this situation for me, the slot, and Jordan Love had a great opportunity here. Watch how Reed climbs up on the safety. There's a lot of green grass across the field. And
nothing. That's what I love. Look at that. I mean, looks over his right shoulder as he's catching the ball, knows that he's got space inside.
He's going to come up in here, and he's going to strike. Throw the strike right down the middle.
Beautiful throw.
Oof.
How about it being the very first snap?
And attack the man. He lulls him to sleep, and he's got that downfield vertical speed.
On this play coming from Walker. It forced a little bit of a wobbler. Goff, who throws a beautiful football, is one of the few times it's not a touch.
It is tough to survive in these long yardage situations, just with the pass rushes.
And great start for Detroit, even though on a different defense, they just attacked the weakness. And
everybody else steps up.
Yeah, well, Arnold, their first round pick, they made a concerted effort in the great range. Moore doesn't see him coming right there, and fortunately, who really has a knack for the ball right there, runs the route for St. Brown. And
here, let's bring Gene Steratore in. Gene, what do you see?
You know, Jimmy, I think it's a good call. Before that third step hits the ground, the ball gets dislodged, and I think it's a good call of incomplete on the field.
Yep, and that's a core play.